there's a few things that we've done in the last 2 years. We went to 2 trucks instead of, and you know what? Look, you got to start the business somewhere. A lot of things, if I had $1 million to start the business, it'd be another story. We were driving around Dodge Dakotas because they were $2,000 trucks. There's a lot of mistakes we've made, and I'll take the grunt of that, but same trucks were smart. We don't carry inventory anymore. I don't want to go too much into detail, but we decided we're not in the inventory business. We'd have to go into a city and spend $75,000 with racking, send out 2 guys to get a warehouse guy. We'd get a trailer. We'd get theft insurance. We'd get spoilage, theft, all the stuff. We've learned the expensive camera systems. Like, we've learned we don't have to do that now. So our business has become so much easier to expand. And then, you know, you've really helped me say, we're not going to do commercial, because I used to be, we could make 20 grand on this deal, but then we'd have one guy that could do it, and then he'd be sick, and then he'd ask for this. We'd have to have a completely different truck setup. And then, you know, just in January, we decided no more home warranty, because you showed, you know, you broke it all down and said we're not making money here. So it's easy to make a decision if it's just like, this is black and white. So focus, I think, has been my big thing this last few months, is essentialism. Like, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it great. We're gonna have a plan when we go in, we're gonna execute it. And even more importantly, we're not going to continue to expand when we've got 4 failing markets. We need to make everything profitable or don't expand. Tell me, it wasn't tough, but it was tough for me, and I think it was tough for you and mentally to shut down a market, because it kind of looks like we're losing the game, and me and you are very competitive. It's our second main core value is aspire to be number 1. So talk to me about what happened. It was tough.
You know, it was tough, and obviously when you're running a business and you have to make those tough decisions, like I'm sure, you know, some of you have had to make in this economic crisis, you develop relationships with people, and it hurts your pride. I mean, forget the money, forget all that. It's, hey, I went here and this isn't working, and you got to kind of get over that and realize that, you know, we have this phrase on our wall is revenues for vanity, profits for sanity. You know, it's one of the ones I look at, and really making sure that, you know, yes, you need to owe it to your employees to give them the best effort, but, you know, at the end of the day, you owe it to the company to make sure that the company's the best for the most people. And sometimes that means shutting down a market. Sometimes that means making a tough decision. But, you know, you can do a lot of different areas, but I think what Tommy was also saying is trying to make sure that you're laser focused on your core competencies. And, you know, if you're a multi-trade shop and you're thinking, well, you know what, I'm gonna add, I don't know, water purification, because I'm in plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, and I think we can get into this. Great, I hope that works out. But if it's based off of one guy who at another shop happened to be halfway decent at it, I mean, from epoxy to storage solutions to, you know, a lot of different things that we've tried, I think we could do it, but where is your time best spent too? And I think that's the other thing that we've really learned. I could spend all the time in the world. I'll give you another example. We were in Yuma. Yuma's a small city in Arizona. It's about 4 hours from Phoenix. It's got about 80,000 people. We thought, this is great. It's one of the bigger cities in Phoenix that we're not in. We can support it pretty cheaply. And we just really couldn't make it work. There wasn't enough population base. There wasn't enough advertising sources. There's a big, I think, military base and a prison out there.
It's tough.
You know, and we looked at it and went, we could probably really focus and make this market great for 2 people. Or why don't we really focus all that time, effort, energy, resources, capital on, like, let's say Phoenix, and make Phoenix 40 people instead of adding those extra 2. And I think, you know, that's the mentality we've taken. We've learned from all of this, and I think that's the biggest thing. Everyone's had failures, they've had setbacks, but if they don't take a look at those lessons and learn from them to kind of shape how they're gonna improve in the future, they're doomed to repeat those same mistakes. And I'm excited about what we've done. You know, obviously it was painful closing those markets. We still, from time to time, have to deal. We're still paying for the lease. Hopefully they rent that one out in Atlanta here pretty soon. But, you know, we're learning from those lessons, but, you know, we're making sure we don't make those same mistakes and trying to be more calculated as we make decisions in the future.
You know, the way that I look at it is you could do 10 things. I look at the biggest, best companies in the world, but they've got department heads. So if we were gonna really focus on storage, what I would say is, here's the plan. We're going to, and I don't mind selling a storage job here and there, our guys can do it, and if it falls in our lap, we'll take it. But the fact is, if I really wanted to do this, I'd have a separate building, and I'd say, here's the handoff, here's how it's gonna work, here's a separate marketing department. Everything's gotta be departmentalized. It's like completely different. It can't just be we're going to be a jack of all trades, and all of us are going to do everything. So if we're going to focus on resident, if we did want to do commercial, I'd hire 5 guys that do commercial. We'd have a whole team. We'd have a separate truck. We wouldn't combine them. And I think that's a mistake. We do HVAC, plumbing, electrical. You name it, we can do it. We're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. It's a big mistake.